And we're back. Okay, so a little patch delayed things, but you know, it's part of Dota. So like I was saying, this is 82 under 4.2k. My name is Fafnir. You can find me at Fafnir Dota. I'm casting this for One Steep Stats versus Daft Gank. One Steep Stats took game 1 with a Zeus Fen combo that just turned out Tidehunter. And the Tidehunter's Zeus did so much work. Took an even game in the mid game and just took over with good Ravages and good team fights. So Daft Gank's response is, we don't want to see any part of that Tidehunter. That's fair. Like, the Zeus was problematic, especially since I picked Terrorblade into it. But man, that Tidehunter's Ravages just destroyed them. So,
Spirit Breaker.
One Steep Sets pick up a Spirit Breaker, which was banned out in the first game after the Tide Respect ban. So they clearly value the hero for Daft Gank and are happy to pick it up since they're offlaner. So we will see how they use the Spirit Breaker instead.
Admiral Kunkka.
They pick up a Kunkka. Kind of mixed feelings on Kunkka. I don't think he's the strongest right now, but in the hands of a good Kunkka player, he's great, as usual. Not particularly great against a Spirit Breaker, but, you know, it's nice that you can pull him back so he can't charge away from you in the offlane. If they do run an offlane Spirit Breaker, I'm not a big fan of that. I think he's a really good support. So let's see, what do they want to pair with the Kunkka? Are they going to pick another support that can kind of go all in on the more of a team fight aspect, or do they want their... Okay, so they choose to value the axe, so I'll be playing that probably as an offlane, but we'll see. Maybe we'll see some return to the 4 axe here.
Warlock.
And they counter out with the Warlock. Huh. Okay. Well, Warlock, Spirit Breaker, Warlock's a good lane support, can keep your carry alive, so that makes some sense if they're going to truly have the Spirit Breaker roaming, or potentially in an aggro duo with like a Darkseer or some other aggressive offlaner like that. I'm curious to see what the ban's out, but definitely a lot of team fight on both sides already. And they ban out the Zeus in this phase. I don't really feel like this is a good Zeus draft, but you know, actually Fatal Bombs into Zeus ult is pretty devastating, so I guess they don't want to mess with that. And the mid player for WSS definitely did a lot of work on the Zeus. He was number 1 in farm most of the time. He was 11, 1, and 4. And I don't know if he died after that. I'd have to look, but he had so many kills. Just Veil and Ravage Veil, Nimbus Cloud combo just absolutely destroyed them. And even without a Ravage, you know, Golem or Fatal Bonds alone into that combo could do much the same. And again, they banned... Last time, WSS banned out Jug and Lifestealer. This time, Daft Gank bans out the Lifestealer as well. So those are the two of the carries that deal with Kunkka quite well. Though Jug's pretty trash against Axe, honestly. It's not the easiest to play. You can do it. I mean, you can always play around anything, but it's tough because he can call you through spin, and you know, if you do get called, you tend to be quite squishy. So the Blade Mail actually just usually kills you. So they ban out the Ember Spirit again. I wonder if Daft Gank runs it a fair amount. I don't know these teams too well, but Ember Spirit's nice in that he's quite evasive, and not only that, Spirit Breaker's actually not that great against him, because if the Ember has any vision of him, he can just Searing Chains him and the charge is done. So they have the Axe Torrent boat combo, or, you know, X Torrent boat combo Axe Call. So they've already got some nice synergy out of their first 2 picks. I'd like to see something something to help them in lane, though. Kunkka's not the greatest at that. He's a decent roamer. Axe can be forced, really punished in lane, and kind of forced to jungle, and then that frees up a lot of space. So see them shore up their lanes in general, and kind of give them some more room to make things happen.
Spectre.
okay, I said they need to shore up their lanes, and they're like, nah, we're going to pick a Spectre. We're going to guarantee our lanes are kind of rough, so, ugh. Spectre's fine. They definitely need to pick a strong laning support and a fairly independent mid now, though. So that kind of limits their picks. Maybe they could go with something like a Puck, who doesn't really care about Spirit Breaker. You know, one of the other heroes you say is like a Quap. Spirit Breaker's pretty good against Quap. Not so good against Puck, though. So maybe Puck's the play. Plus, Dream Coil can set up boats, can set up calls, can kind of set up a lot of different things there. So, I'm thinking, as far as one to sleep stats, you know, you've already got a Spirit Breaker. You just got to get aggressive on the Spectre. So, I'd like to see. I mean, I think a Darkseer would be pretty great. You just Ion Shell up them, just run at the Spectre, make sure she doesn't get anything in the lane. And force her to go into recovery mode. And Spectre is one of the better recovery carries, so you can definitely still win in that situation, but it just, you set the tempo up to make it harder for them. Abaddon. Okay, so this is probably an offlane Abaddon who can really pressure this Spectre a lot. You just run at her and punch her. Not something that's been as popular since the Shrine nerf, for sure. Also, the Poor Man's Shield change to where you can't get it. Okay, I like that. Dazzle's a really strong laning support, adds some sustain, good right-click ranged, all these things that help them still win lanes that they desperately need to win, or at least get something out of. So, good babysitter for that Spectre. Alternatively, they could be running like the Azeldax, pretty classic offlane, but I just don't like Spectre Kunkka. It sounds awful. I mean, it doesn't sound awful; it is awful, and I don't think it's worth what they could do the damage up top lane. So we'll see where Daft Gank or what WSS wants to take this draft.
Sven stands ready.
Okay, they take the Sven themselves. Interesting. Sven's pretty good against Axe. If he's got his Warcry off, the Call Blade Mail doesn't hurt him that much. They ban out the Sniper. Okay. Do they want the OD then? OD's really good against Abaddon. He can kill golems quickly. He can Astral Spirit Breaker up. He can Astral the Sven up or himself, then blink out or Force Staff himself out. I think OD's a good ban here. They also could pick OD for themselves. I don't like Sven OD as a combo.
Wow!
It feels like a lot that needs to come online. Okay, we just got a chat emote. Oh, wow. Not sure who sent that, but somebody did. They ban out the Monkey King. Huh. I don't... Why would they want the Monkey King ban? Do they think this is an Axe mid? Kunkka mid? I don't get that. Dazzle mid? Anyone but Spectre mid? Because he's not actually playing in this game? So, interesting. We'll see where they go. They're only got 5 seconds left. Are they gonna get a random? Are they gonna
Skywrath Mage?
Skywrath. So Warlock or Skywrath mid? Both are kind of snowballing mids. Good in lane, can really punish people. I will see which one they run. I almost like the Warlock better. I'll say that. But if they got a Skywrath mid player, like I've played with Skywrath mid spammer for a little while, and he was pretty darn good at just taking over games, and just constantly getting kills. Like he always wanted like an offlaner who could scale a little, help take objectives, because he knew he couldn't do that. But he just like prioritized just constantly getting kills, and we won a lot with it. So you can definitely make it work. It's a little tougher in organized Dota. This is all pubs, but. So that is a tough thing to figure out. So they threw you a curveball. They've got an unexpected mid. Who do you pick in this situation? I don't like the OD now. Quap's bad. Puck's bad. This is tough. This is a tough pick. I'm really curious which one they're going to run mid.
Arc Warden.
Okay, Arc Warden. We're getting weird. Let's get weird. Love it. Okay, so Arc Warden mid, Spectre safe lane, and man, I honestly do not remember who was playing the mid last game on WSS. So we'll just see what items they buy and figure it out from there. Oh, hey Ninja. Hey Outworld Traveler. Good to see you guys. Hopefully you'll enjoy this game. We'll get to cast weird. Okay. So everyone's picked up their heroes. Hopefully we'll discover which way these drafts are going to go. Alright, let's see what the items are. Okay, Skywrath's going... Actually, I do not know that. Skywrath's going mid. Warlock bought Ward, and all these clarities. And he's getting pooled Tangos. So, Skywrath mid. I don't know why it's not showing anything top. Meanwhile, Arc Warden mid. They don't... This is a disadvantageous matchup for sure against... for the Arc, I think. Though, honestly, it's a very... Yeah, it looks like they didn't get the score in, but that's fine. I mean, everyone knows the VSS won. You can always mess with that in the series later. So, Arc Warden's only got one pool Tango. It's going to be rough against Sky. He's going to spam me out of lane. That's how Skies work. It looks like there's no smoke plays or anything like that. Just kind of grouping up, securing runes, and go from there. And the taunt show off. So Kunkka might be starting top. He's got boots. I don't know about not helping the Spectre, but we'll see how it goes for them. Arc Warden already put out a Spark Race somewhere. Oh, bounty runes are exchanged, and we're going in. Oh man, my settings. Okay. There we go. My binds and everything were not set. Oh man, not only is there a Skywrath mid, but they are running a Spirit Breaker at you. Feels bad. Interesting. I hadn't really seen that. You know, I don't play Arc Warden though, so the use of the Spark Wraith directly on top of a creep to secure a last hit, it's nice. Learn something casting. So far, just kind of hanging back, trying to avoid the Spirit Breaker. He's still level 1 though, so... And now the Skywrath spam begins. Meanwhile, the Abaddon's just going to trade hits with the Spectre a little bit. He went a little greedy with the Quell. Not much regen, but... the ability to shield off the Poison Touch, it's kind of hard to run him down. And even the Lane's going to push. Kunkka's going to come in and just kind of punch him out. Meanwhile, Dazzle's going to pull. This mid-dual lane, if Arc Warden doesn't die, he's going to put him in a pretty good situation. Skywrath does need his levels if he's going to be a core. So, sorry about my dogs barking. I can mute my mic if need be if they keep barking too long. Oh, they get the call onto level 1 Sven. Still, no kill potential, and he actually uses the Fatal Shadow Ward offensively instead of defensively to help the Sven. Usually you want to do that on the Sven, but he's actually got a lot of regen, so... And this Axe is already almost out. So mid lane, the Skywrath's doing quite well, but so's the Arc Warden, and, you know, because of the split XP, the Skywrath is a little lower on that, so he'll be a little behind, but the Spirit Breaker was able to sap level 2, which will give him the ability to punish here, and they're charging the... not the Dazzle, but charging the... oh, gets the straight line into, and the bash. Ooh, that hurts this Dazzle so bad. Especially since he's level 1 Dazzle, doesn't have his heal yet. So we're splitting it. Kunkka looks like he's trying to roam mid with this X-Torrent combo. Let's see if Skywrath gets aggro, and if he's able to do much. Yeah, this Spectre, this Abaddon's getting quite a lot. Much more than the Axe, who's only got one last hit. He's been able to pressure the Sven a little bit, but trying to get his level 3 desperately. He does have it now. That's a big level. Meanwhile, bot. Oh, mid, they're going in on the Skywrath. They get the X, they get the Spark Wraiths, they get the Torrent, and this Skywrath should be dead. Yep, and that's first blood for Daft Gank. The series scoreboard, Chemist, is 1-1. Implate, you're going to make you waiting screen? Cool. Thank you. I am not graphically inclined. I outsourced it all to kind people who help me. So, that'd be much appreciated. I need to set up bots for series score and stuff like that too, but that's something I need to learn myself. I need to set up a move bot. So that was a nice gank by the Kunkka. You know, successfully smoked in, got under the wards, made the Skywrath think he'll be secure. And there, uh-oh, bot. Yeah, they're just getting aggro on the Spectre, as you should. Try to zone him out. The Spectre's still last hitting quite well. It's got the poor man shield up and a point in her passive, so she's actually getting pretty tanky. Dazzle's just doing what we can with Poison Touch. Really, this whole lane is all just about keeping the Spectre as safe as possible. Does Skywrath have his bottle yet? Yes, he does. The rune is bought. If he gets that Arcane Rune, it's going to be a rough time for the Arc Warden. You just get spammed out of lane. Well, Axe is doing pretty well. He's not getting farm though. He's got level 4. This is kind of the issue. Even if he's not one of those offlaners who can sap XP, you really do need your Blink Dagger. So, from here, we'll see. Abaddon's just going straight for the phase boots to just be dominant in lane, pressure the Spectre more. Spectre is keeping shoved under, not able to buy her own boots. Meanwhile, mid, Arc Warden's going pretty aggro here. They are, James. And Axe now has his Tranquils up, so with his Tranquils, maybe we'll see him dip to the jungle, maybe they rotate up. The Kunkka to sap some XP up here, something like that. Meanwhile, yeah, the Arc Warden's really pushing far up, and it's this guy. Still, he's level 6 now, so he's got some serious kill potential. Yeah, he's going for his Midas next, naturally. Looks like he's already got his Gloveless Haste coming out to him. And the Arc Warden is doing well, and the Skywrath isn't really pushing him out of lane or getting kills, which kind of means that the Sky is not doing his job. Like, that's just kind of how Skywrath mids work. You really do need to get those kills. Nice Spark Wraith behind him, kind of limit his options for retreat. But he doesn't want to get his Clarity cancelled, I don't think, so he's... Oh, and he pops his duplicate, and he's going for this kill. Nice TP out. Good reaction time. Knows in that situation he can just get killed by the two 2 Arc Wardens go. Yeah, that was a nice first blood. So, meanwhile, Axe just gets shoved around. Fatal Bonds hurts, but he's got his Tranks. They've got their Shrine, so far looking pretty good for Daft Gank. Though it was a pretty even game through much to like the Ravage, Nimbus Cloud, Veil combo just kind of took the game over. We'll see what I'm interested to see what builds Skyrath go. I've seen multiple, so I usually see like a double. The spammer I play with goes double null into Atos, Mana Boots Atos. Then kind of goes from there. Oh, we got a charge onto the Kunkka, who's got a haste rune, so he doesn't give a crap. And they're able to move out of there. But overall, this Spectre actually has more last hits than the Sven, so, you know, when you... I'm trying to picture this Abaddon is running in, trying to kill this Dazzle, but I don't think he's going to be able to. And with that Poison Touch, he's going to get slowed down in the dagger and another kill. Nicely kited out by that Dazzle. Good plays by him. He was able to keep himself alive with that level 1 Grave. Clutch Grave there, and by doing that, was able to secure the kill with the Spectre as well, because he was got off the Poison Touch to make sure the Spectre could catch him. Spectre has her phase boots up? Yeah, Spectre has phase boots. She's up there. She can grab them, and we'll see what build she goes for. I'm partial to Earn myself, but there are many Spectre builds there. Oh, and charging the Arc Warden. He did take his ult at level 6. This is one thing the Skyrath spammer I played with actually did. He doesn't take his ult. He really values getting Arcane Bolt and his Concussive Shot. There's a Smoke Spirit Breaker charge. He is just dead. Ult. Oh no, he bashed him out of it! They still should be able to kill him. Yes, okay. Kunkka might be able to get a return kill here on the Spirit Breaker. He's a tanky beast though. Tanky Mukau, he pops his aura. Oh, but the tower shot gets him. Nice rotation by the Kunkka. Can't save your mid. He was dead too fast, but at least you get that return kill. And now you're here for all this sweet, sweet XP, which is really big on the Kunkka. I mean, his level 6 is a huge power pike. So the Spectre and the Sven are trading even, and so are the mids. So overall, anytime a Spectre's going even in the lane phase, you gotta feel pretty good about it. The Spectre is going for that Earn build. I'm a big fan of that. Ever since they changed it to the +2 armor, +2 mana recruits, it's kind of like an alternative to the Aquila for some edgy carries, and for edgy carry like Spectre, it's really quite value. So, meanwhile, we got our Axe up here, who's farming okay. I think, you know, if you could go to the jungle, maybe he'd be able to get a little more, but he's getting good levels here, and hasn't died, so that's always good. Though maybe he dies now. Okay. Thought with the God Strength and a Sense Stun into Warlock spells, maybe he does die. But Warlock had no mana, so no kill to be had there. Spirit Breaker still hasn't really quite had the impact you'd like. He has got good levels though, and he's got an Earn up before boots. Thanks, man. I really appreciate it. I like to, it's always good to hear good feedback that people are enjoying it. So, and it looks like we're having a gank on mid. We got a smoked up Kunkka coming. But Skyrath's playing pretty cautious. Oh, he looks like he's going aggro now. Maybe they can X him now. Yup, they got him. There's the X. They got the slow onto him. There's the double slow. There's the dupe. They gave 2 TPs out, but this Skyrath is going to die. They get a charge onto the first Arc Warden, but they cancel it out because they know they can't get the turn kills. And this just shows you the Arc Warden. I'm not a huge fan of the hero. I don't think he's that strong. But, man, he does have this nice power peak when he's got his max level nukes and his dupe. He is such good kill potential. And he just got a snowball off that. And he's got his full Aquila, full wand, so he hasn't gone the greedy Midas build, so I like this. He will have his Midas at not a great timing, but a decent timing. And most importantly, he's kept the Skyrath from snowballing on it, which is so big. And meanwhile, Axe is well on his way to his Blink Dagger. Spectre has her Earn done. And it looks like she's going to be going for a drums build, so they're really committing to like a mid-game centric build on their carry, which is pretty good. Arc Warden's now heading top with this haste rune. He's looking for this Sven. Yeah, this Sven's in trouble. He gets purged up. They get the Spirit Breaker charge onto the X. Oh, nice Abaddon save. But the Kunkka's here and the dunk comes out. Oh, what a turn. Abaddon pops the ulti, but I don't think he's going to get it. They silence out the Arc Warden. Maybe they'll be able to turn on to him if they get a Sven stun on him. Oh, and Skyrath up, but they're splitting it between the two dupes. He graved the dupe! Oh no! It's a disaster, but the dupe keeps going. Because the dupe's alive, they can't get the kill. And well, if he graved the right hero, maybe the Arc Warden's able to live. The Arc Warden's still able to do some serious work. They take down the Sven, and it ends up being a 1-for-1. Oh no, Kunkka, I believe you are dead. And there's a call, but Skywrath doesn't really punch that fast, and they're just going to back off. So 2 for 2, mid for core, and Skywrath gets some much needed kills there. He lives through it all, and he's working on his Atos now. Looks like he's got his 2 bracers coming out, and he'll hit level 10 soon, which is a nice little peak there. Arc Warden's Midas, though, should be coming out after this creep wave, maybe with a little more jungling. Inspector is doing a nice little pull here. Oh, man, it's always a little tilting when that doesn't quite work timing-wise, but at least you got the range creep. Spectre is level 7 now, has Haunt, Phase, Wand, so I think Spectre should start maybe getting some impact with the Haunt gank. Now that they have Boat online, maybe you smoke up the Kunkka. He's working on his Aether Lens, should have it soon. Wait, didn't Kunkka have mana boots? I'm so confused. Did he drop? I'm so confused. I thought Kunkka had mana boots already. Oh, bot. Looks like Spectre got gone on. I missed that kill. Just got run on. Skywrath came in and murdered him with the ult. They are going to kill the Spirit Breaker. Yep. So they do get 1 return kill, but still, Spectre going down. Nice gank by the Skywrath. And this is what you got to do with Skywrath. You just got to go murder people. Midas is out in the Arc Warden, so his farm's going to really start to accelerate. You know, Sven's got his Mask of Madness. He's going to pressure the tower with God Strength. But he's feeling a little cautious. Nah, he's just backing up. Meanwhile, mid tower does go down, so that's not great. Skywrath's not defending here. Oh, the Abaddon is kind of going in here. Oh, Skywrath's in, just going to delete the Dazzle. 1 silence in there, and now this is kind of the Skywrath's peak. If the Arc Warden doesn't come in and do some serious damage, he can just kind of run rampant through the fight. The Abaddon's just running straight at him. He's going for the Vlad's build, not the Greedy Midas. He's got his ult up, but oh, the Spirit Breaker charge onto the axe happens. Looks like he's going to get burst down as well, and these kills are coming real fast to the Skywrath now, and this is very concerning if you are Daft Gank. Last time the Zeus kind of snowballed on you with their team fight. Now Warlock has the Golem, and maybe this is how this happens again with you. The bright side, this Arc Warden's now got his Midas. He's going to farm very quickly now. We'll see if he goes for the Boots of Travel or if he goes for more of a fighting build. Based on his item choices, it looks like he's trying to try to get some stats. He is TPing bottom. They want to fight this. Arc Warden doesn't have his dupe, though. This is pretty scary. They get an offensive weave. Axe has his blink. Blinks in. There's the Haunt. Oh, he tries to catch out the Skywrath, but the Skywrath gets the silence up. Oh, but the Skywrath got its X. There's the Golem trying to turn this. Skywrath gets up an ult, but the ult doesn't hit anyone. The Spirit Breaker manages to delete the Axe. Are they going to be able to kill anyone else? No, it doesn't look like it. Doesn't look like they were willing to commit into the Golem, but they did use the Golem there, so this is a tough fight to take. And Arc Warden is kind of confused on what to do. Guess you just gotta farm up right now. He's gonna try to kill the Golem. I don't think you're gonna be able to kill the Golem with your nukes. This is pretty dangerous to... they go for the D ward. And Spectre, Haunt, didn't yield any kills, so this urn hasn't paid off just yet. Still working on finishing up his drums, and then after that, we'll be interested to see. Oh, they X the Kunkka. They have the axe coming. Oh, he misses the torrent combo. Ugh, hate it when I do that. If he'd hit that torrent combo, they might have been able to slow him up enough for the axe to get there. Instead, the axe is just gonna farm it up, work it on his blade mail. So yeah, with the flurry of kills and that tower top that Sven was able to take, WSS is pulled into the lead. Now working on S and Y, Sven. I guess S and Y is pretty good this game, but meanwhile, the rest of his team, they're just moving as 3 down bot, counting on the Spirit Breaker to come in and just letting the Sven farm. And they're just going to yield this tower. Abaddon's just going to punch it down, and that should secure Abaddon his Vlads. So, some much needed little team fight contribution. Aether Lens done on Kunkka. Looks like he wants to rebuy his mana boots. Let's go to net worth. The last hits and eyes aren't that great. So Sven in this game is accelerating top. Before, Sven kind of had to come back into it with the team fights, but now he's accelerating nicely. Arc Warden really needs to get his turbo from him. Oh, looks like they caught the Warlock out. Yep, they've got the axe. There's the slow. They get the call. Spark Wraith's gonna hit. Oh. Looks like they're gonna get the double both. The nice Grave is gonna save the axe for now. Oh, it just fell off before they could get it. Still, ends up being a 1-for-1. Not the Graves from your uplaner. It's caught. Oh, but they get the X on the Spirit Breaker. It's going to get a Spark Wraith on him, and he's going to die. So, turning a little more in the favor. And they still have the Spectre. Haunt's down for 35 more seconds. Yeah, he does have a lot of denies. I didn't even realize that, but free-farm lane's something you can focus on. Still haven't seen the Spectre have the impact that, much impact now, and you know, if you're not getting value out of the early haunts, it's really rough to get this hero, especially if you're not going for like the greedy Radiance build. Oh, they get the X onto the Skyrath, they're going for this. Do they have the rock? They don't have the rock, but the blink gets cancelled out. Oh, there's the rock. It was just off cooldown. And now the Arc Warden's silenced up, his Fatal Bond's up. Can they get the Grave on him? They does get the Grave on him. He's alive for now, but I think he's just going to get run down by this Abaddon. Heals up. Yeah, the Abaddon just runs him down, doesn't give a crap. There's no Spectre Haunt in sight because there's not much they can do to fight this. They went for that boat combo, weren't able to kill him, get to kill this guy, and then because of that, just turned into a disastrous fight. So, ends up being a 2-for-none. But we'll see. They don't. Rock gets them a tier 1 tower. We'll see if they're able to keep pushing here. Spiritbreaker's certainly positioning for it, and with the Abaddon, Vlad's charges it on the Dazzle. It's pretty darn aggressive. Sven ult's committed. They're just going to try to rip down this tower, knowing they have a Spectre. Spectre's trying to loop around. He does have Haunt up to get in, but with the Abaddon passive and all the Sven's damage, they do get an offensive weave in. I don't know if they're going to try anything. They need to get an Axe Call, really. Oh, they get the Axe Call on the Spiritbreaker. He should be dead for this. Oh, but he gets charged out! And he's able to charge out. Because they committed the call and the Axe at the same time, they don't have any way to lock him in for a long time. And they're just going to keep farming up on this Sven. This Arc Warden desperately needs to get a damage item up. He's got his Dragonlance, so he's tankier now. He's got his attack speed, so his levels are starting to come, but really needs to start farming. It looks like we're going to have a 5-man smoke here. Yep. There's the 5-man smoke. Sven, stop doing that hard camp. We're going to go murder some people. And it looks like they're scanning out for this Arc Warden. They're going to see him top. I think maybe they'll go on him. Maybe they'll go on the Kunkka. Oh, it looks like Kunkka's going to pop the smoke. Kunkka pops the smoke. He's going to run away, but they get the Atos on him. They get the charge. Skyrath ult's going to come out. Dagger is going to do nothing, and they just blow up the Kunkka. So 5-man smoke's not bad from there. But still, your support Kunkka biting it, it's not the worst in the world. Does mean it's going to be harder to defend this tier 2 tower. They're 2k down, but part of the big reason is that they just have this Arc Warden. Oh, and Spectre gets spotted out with the charge. He's in serious trouble, gets burned up. Spiritbreaker ulti. I think he's just dead. Bash Lord commences. He's going to try to pop a drum charge to run into the trees, but I don't know if he can get away. He tries to TP out. Can he get out? Oh, the bash! He gets the charge. He actually canceled the right click to get the charge off and does get it. Now Spectre is dead. S has pulled his, and the Sven has pulled up the S and Y. And this Arc Warden isn't really split pushing. He keeps trying to come to those fights. Feels like he needs to help his team out. But in the end, like, if they're not able to hold these towers, Golem's up. I don't know how they take this fight, even with Haunt. Assuming Spectre comes up in time, it's going to be difficult. They just have a lot of team fight with between the Abaddon and the Warlock, really. It's really hard to kill anyone. And if you can't burst down the Skyrath or the Sven... Oh, Arc Warden Duke does work. Are they going to try to take this fight? Oh, they catch the Warlock into the Expo combo. This is how they have to do it. If they can burst down this Warlock... Yes, and they do burst down the Warlock. No, there's going to be no goal in this fight. They charge out into the Dazzle, but they're trying to go in. Spectre is... And they're trying to disengage now. Looks like they're going to have to leave their Spiritbreaker to die. Maybe they can save him. Oh, as he goes in to try to save him, he gets the call off on him. So they get the X off, and then the dunk on the Abaddon. Charges away, but gets pulled back by the X, and that's a 3-for-none. And what a great engage. The Kunkka found the X on the Warlock, and because of that, they were able to take the fight. Warlock got off none of his spells, And from there, you know, it's just can you disengage cleanly? And it's really hard to disengage from an Axe and a Kunkka. Both have great chase down potential. Spectre too is a great chase down hero. And with all that, Spectre picks up a quick 3 earn charges, good kill participation, and now has 2k gold. And once the Radiance comes out on Spectre, because she didn't go this greedy build, everything gets a lot easier for them. A lot easier for them. Meanwhile, Arc Warden is getting close to his Maelstrom, and once he has that, he'll actually have a much more impact. Right now, he is very much about his spells. He's got decent right clicks, but they're not the greatest. And once he has the Maelstrom, though, his dupes start doing real damage. And this Arc Warden is in a super dangerous position. I don't know what he's thinking he's doing here. They still have the... Oh, they're going to get a charge on the Arc Warden. This Arc Warden's super dead. He pops out his dupe, but go with your son. As Commandus comes out, they get the boat onto 2. Oh, but there's the Golem, and that just means that the kill is definitely confirmed. And the Axe has gone in. Yeah. They get a secondary charge. Both teams are just great chase. And they're going to back up yet. And meanwhile, Spectre's just farming the jungle. Scared to show and push out lanes. This is the problem Spirit Breaker can really do for you. It makes you scared to split push. That's one of the strengths of the hero. So, off that, is the difference in engage. Oh, they get a charge on the Axe, but you can't assist that. Okay. Still, they committed Golem, want to fight, got a tower. That's kind of how their lineup functions, how they work. We'll see if they try to go high ground. But Haunt will be up in 40. No, okay. Oh, they get a nice Axe call onto the Sven. But, oh, even with the Blade Mail, it's not enough. They didn't have an offensive weave. They get a defensive weave. They get an X onto someone? Okay, they X'd out the Spirit Breaker. He's gonna die. Or is he? He gets a decent charge away. Though they X him again. And he is dead, for sure. So, they do lose the Axe, but they get a return kill. They defend their tower. Spectre lives and is getting ever closer to that precious relic. Meanwhile, the looks like the Arc Warden should be approaching his Maelstrom. After these few creeps, he will have that. So then he'll do some damage, and the Maelstrom is especially of value against a team with Warcry. That magic damage. It looks like he's going to go for the Boots of Travel after the Maelstrom to just amp up his farming efficiency. Right now his levels are not the greatest. He's only level... he's doing fine. He's level 14. Sven's a little higher, but, you know, he's been fighting and killing so much. And this Spectre is outscaling, and, you know, they are getting these towers, but can they break high ground? Is the real question I have for the WSS lineup. They're very dependent on the Golem to win a fight, and if they can use that one of those fights and take high ground off of it, you know, that's great. But if they cannot, they're in some serious trouble, because the Spectre late game is quite good against the Sven, because, you know, you can just kite him out relatively easily. They spotted out the Sven. Oh, but they don't get the Spark Wraith trigger off of him, so he's able to blink himself away. So, they do have some vision in the Radiant base as well, so that gives them some more vision to get them pushed in, but... So, we're at a 3k gold lead for the WSS, but game state feels very, very even. It's all about, can they find that initiation to blow up that Warlock, or does he get off that Golem? Spectre now has the Relic, so now I think they desperately were going to want to try to avoid fighting until they can get that. Looks like they caught... Okay, never mind. I was thinking Axe is just super dead based on position, but he has an Invisor and he's fine. Never been better. So we'll see. Maybe they'll go for another 5-man smoke action. Maybe try to take Roche fight. Interesting. Both lineups seem to just be farming up. Sky's got his Force Staff now, is working on his Aether Lens, fully committing for these smaller, more mid-gamey items, which I fully support. At a certain point, I think Ags is very, very powerful on him, but not yet. Meanwhile, Warlock's not going for a Midas or anything, just getting a mech, trying to help the team out any way he can. Makes himself tanky. Abaddon went Echo Saber, Halberd, so not getting Midas, not going Radiance himself. Just going for, again, more mid-game Cyclic items, which kind of fits their timing, the lineup. They do have a Blade Mail on the Spirit Breakers, so... Looks like they want a 5-man smoke here. They're kind of gathering up, watching Sven farm together. This isn't something they usually want to do. But this is all just time for Spectre to get this Radiance up. Arc Warden's farming very quickly. He'll have his Boots of Travel soon. And If Spectre can get the time to get this, the teamfight damage potential just goes up so much on her. Really, I mean, Sky is pretty tanky with this build. He's got Atos, he's got Force, he's got a Null. But, a Spectre haunting in on him, after he's maybe committed Silence or, taken some of the spells have come out, can just delete one of your cores. And he can definitely pressure the Warlock as well with the Haunt. Maybe into a bad Golem, or maybe into a position where he's not able to get the big Golem. Okay, they get a DD rune on the Sven, pop God Strength, and are just going to delete this Roche. And I don't know if they can fight this. They had vision of it on the Radiant side, but it doesn't look like they're in a position to contest. Well, they know what's going on, Spark Wraith, but it is too late. They cannot fight this. Spectre has Radiance done yet. Oh, they get the counter call. They get the call! Can they get the Aegis Snipe? They're called up! They can definitely get the Aegis Snipe. Oh, he gets the Aegis! Oh no! And Spectre haunted in trying to get the Aegis and just killed by the Sven. The pit was too crowded. They weren't able to pick it up. What a torrent, what a play, and it just all turned into disaster. I thought that was going to work out so beautifully for them. And meanwhile, everyone gets cleaned up. They do pop the Aegis on the Sven, who was able to pick it up just in time. Spectre didn't have slots, and Axe didn't have slots. When they went in there, they didn't plan. They didn't have that slot free to grab the Aegis while the Sven was under control of the call. And that, I said, how are they going to break high ground? Well, if you bait a bad fight like that, I think that's it. That's how you break high ground, right? They get a buyback on the Kunkka, but that's not going to be enough. He doesn't have boat for now. They're just going to punch out this tower. They get a Torrent, they get a charge onto the Dazzle. There's the offensive bleed. There's the Skywrath burst with the Atos, and just blown up. Spectre is back alive now? Spectre buyback? No, Spectre's back alive now. Doesn't have Haunt, though. Oh, there's the Arc Warden buyback. Do they have Fort? They've already used their Fort. Oh, Blink Call came out because of the Axe positioning. It didn't happen. Going in on the Spectre, they pop the Shrine, though, and I don't know if they're going to be able to get anything. They're getting pretty low. This Sven is just going to die. They're going to get the range racks in the tier 3, but we'll see. Oh, he's got an X. And he's coming back. Yep. You're coming back. Nice play by them. They do get the Sven. It does cost them an Arc Warden and a Kunkka buyback. So that is painful. Big economic win, but they did defend their melee racks. And honestly, against the Spectre with the Radiance and Axe and an Arc Warden who's going to have travel soon, a single lane Axe is not a disaster, especially when they have a core Sky. Now this is Aether Lens, so his damage potential is pretty great. I wonder if he'll go for a Veil, again, fully committing for it, or if he's going to get like something like a BKB. Meanwhile, they know Sven's dead for 18 more seconds, so I think they're going to try to take this tower real quick. I don't know if they're going to be able to do it, but there's no Golem at the very least, so it's going to be more difficult for them to take this fight. Man, Arc Warden just pushes so fast. Oh, they just blow up this Axe. He doesn't have a Force Staff. Heal's a bit wasted on him. Yeah. Oh, he disjoints it. Nice. The charge is coming through, though. Oh, Sven just comes in and finishes it off. The Spectre isn't even here. Oh, here comes the boat. It's going to hit onto 2. They get another Grave onto the Arc Warden. They might be able to turn this. The Sven. Oh, Spectre comes in on the Sven. He's trying to go after the Warlock, going after this thing. And Sven is running out of juice. He's low. It doesn't feel confident. They're just running him down. And look at the Skywrath. He's just melting. The Spectre's just running straight at him. And he just dies. Plus, they caught out the... no, they caught out the Skywrath, and he was dead. So, what a nice turn. They end up losing the Axe, but they get 3. And Sven committed his God Strength for that. He still doesn't have his BKB. He could buy out his BKB, but I think he wants to have buyback. And that, they're going to keep pushing. And that shows, like, the Spectre was able to haunt on top of the Skywrath, and he was so pressured by that, by just the ambient damage of the Spectre haunt illusion and the Spectre coming in on. He felt like he couldn't fight. Felt like he couldn't stay. Oh, illusion rune for the Spectre. That's very nice. It's very handy. So now it's interesting. So they've shown they can easily win a fight without Golem in there, without Golem having an impact, but I don't think they've shown yet that they can win a fight if a Golem is placed down. So, again, it all comes down to the Warlock's positioning. Can Axe or Kunkka find him? The good news is that Spectre is very good at helping them find them, but again, you still have to execute the Blink Call, the Axe, the boat. You have to execute that all, because if you go in on him, commit, and he still gets the Golem off on you, 2 or 3 heroes, it's just can be a complete disaster. Yep. And they commit on to the Spectre Illusion to blow it up. Can't blame them. And yep, and the Skywrath's going to Axe next. BKB is finished up on Sven. He does have that plus buyback, so he's achieved that surplus level. We're getting a Shadow Blade as well on the Spirit Breaker, which I imagine he'll get into the Silver Edge. And meanwhile, Abaddon is going Heaven's Halberd, so that can help kite things out. Neither Arc Warden does eventually build BKBs, but Spectre does not like to have to build one. And Arc Warden's going to send a dupe, and this is where it gets so annoying. It's very difficult to keep your lanes pushed out against, and they've all smoked up behind this Axe. And it looks like they've made the call that they're really worried about where the smoke is. They said, hey, they smoked. Oh, they had vision of this? Yeah, I think they had vision of them groups. They've smoked into the jungle. They know they're smoked somewhere, and they're very scared and moving around. Arc Warden went mid, though. He showed on the map when his team was clearly pinging out the smokes. And for that, he's going to pay. He has no buyback. He is just dead. So they have 70 seconds with to push. And it's going to be very difficult for them to defend now. Golem's up. All these things are up. And if you see this laner Axe, Axe has his BKB. That's pretty big, but I don't know if it's enough. Yeah, they're just going to get this running their Axe. But the thing is, they can just run bot. Like, Abaddon can tank this up. And with his passive and God Strength, I think they need to kind of go for this. Oh, they catch out the Dazzle, and Dazzle's just deleted. He doesn't have a buyback. Spectre comes in, tries to defuse out, but they're able to save this. And this is the second lane of Rax. They've already lost the melee barracks. They killed the Spirit Breaker in the back, but you know, who cares? You've gotten 2 lanes of melee Rax. Axe BKB has come out. Warlock's dead, but he didn't even commit to his Golem here. So now down 2 lanes of Rax. It's pretty disastrous. And that just shows you it was just such a big mistake by the Arc Warden without having buyback, because he TP'd to mid when his team was clearly scanning and concerned about a smoke. I think they thought they were for sure they were smoking here, but instead they were smoking through the Radiant jungle. And then he shows there, just gets charged and dies. Not much to say. Oh, he's got Mercurial's Call and the basic stuff. Okay, interesting. So yeah, they're only 4K up, but they have 2 lanes of full lanes of Rax now, and this just is because the team fights are all kind of scattered and disjointed. So WSS shown better coordination with the team fights in the first game. They fought around Ravage, Zeus ults, Zeus combo. We're able to make that work, and it seems like they're doing the same again. So we'll see if Daft Gank can kind of put it all together. They really need to find that Warlock or get a pick themselves to enable Arc Warden and Spectre to kind of go in and do their thing. Maybe they'll be able to find a pick with this Arc Warden Shadow Blade. Sven, on the other hand, is working on his MKB. It's a big item purchase against a Spectre with Radiance. That passive mischance is very annoying. Not to mention the Magnetic Field. The evasion from that is absolutely annoying. He forces you to reposition yourself potentially. Yeah. They just take out the duplicate. Meanwhile, Spectre is trying hard to split push up the Storm, but you have to be cautious because of the potential for charge TPs. And Spectre does get back, and it looks like they're just going to try to push his 5, not taking Aegis, not waiting for Roche. Roche can be up in 1. Let's see what the RNG says. Okay, Roche should be up in 1:30. Not that they know that. They've smoked up again. They're looking for a pick. And all of Radiant's vision is concentrated bots, so they have to know they're in this area of the map. Let's see if they do the smoke up into the base play. Oh, I love this play. Oh, they've caught up the Spectre. Spectre does have buyback, though, so there's the Golem. They've committed everything onto the Spectre, but she's able to live. And Axe gets a nice counter initiation call. They force the BKB out. Haunt comes out, and the Spirit Breaker just dies. Axe is already so low. They're just going in on the Warlock. They've disarmed the Spectre, but she is dead. But she gets graved up. And I think she's going to be able to live through this. Oh, Atos is up a catapult. It's not what you want. And Spectre's able to get to a shrine. Oh, they're going in for this? Oh, they get an X onto the Abaddon. They should be able to turn this. Yeah, this Abaddon, they can just keep vision of him. Oh no, this Kunkka has bigger fish to see. Yeah, Arc Warden dupe TP's in. The X saves him briefly, but go. Nice play by the Kunkka. definitely gets the higher priority here on the Skywrath. The Abaddon does able to TP out in the midst of that. But yeah, that shows you how tanky the Spectre is. I don't see if... Did he get a Glimmer? I think he got a Glimmer, yeah. Nice Glimmer plays by either the Kunkka or the Dazzle. One of them came in, glimmered, and that really saved that whole fight. Spectre got glimmered up and was able to get out, despite the full combo being dropped on him. And still no Roche that is... Oh, Roche just spawns. Now they know this. They don't take Roche for the crap, though. There's no medallion on them. Yeah, that's Sven Illusions here. Just gonna punch it to death. You gonna dunk it? Wait, what? Okay, they are... No, they're not doing Roche. But Daft... But WSS is looking to do Roche. For sure. Dupe's pushing out bot. He'll keep bot relatively pushed out. Now Spectre's moving in. Haunt will be up in 18. Has the Manta Diffusal up. So, and he's hit that key level 20. That 20 strength is so big. I don't know if he had that before that fight, but if he did, it definitely is a difference between living and dying. They've played some aggressive wards. Looking for a Blade Mail in the Abaddon. That's a pretty good choice. I think Spectre just needs to get a BKB now. If you can counter out the Skywrath, like, yeah, Sven can still cleave you down, but if you can counter out the Skywrath's damage and also most of the damage from the Warlock, Fatal Bonds, yep, they see the ward. Oh, I think they're going to get initiated. The Kunkka's just going to get going on. He gets glimmered up, though, and the Haunt comes in. Oh, the Spectre goes in on the Sven, gets stunned up and hurt so bad. He's able to get into the trees, though, and the boat's going to catch on to 3. No, it only catches on to the Warlock. But they did manage to lead the Spiritbreaker, goes in, acts BKBs, and is just running at them. Sven does commit the ult, but they're able to get the... they disarm the Arc Warden. Arc Warden's going to try to run away. I don't know if he can do it. The Grave saves him. The Arcs goes in. Oh, but he gets dunked! The Abaddon gets dunked! They do manage to take down the Arc Warden, but it's just 3 versus the world. They don't have a golem now. Oh, Axe goes in, tries to call, but the Sven BKB is too strong. And now they just have to TP back the... I don't know if they're going to be able to accomplish much, though. Spectre's full. They don't have a BKB on the Sven. The Skywrath actually has, like, no mana. They actually didn't need to buy back with this, but they could definitely get killed. Oh, they get the boat X combo. The Haunt Illusions. Oh, I think the Sven is dead. He doesn't have enough mana to TP. He gets Force-Staffed out, but he is just going to die, right? Spark Warden. Oh no, he's going to be able to blink away. Just ignores the Warlock. Gets the Diffuse Charge up on him, and he is dead. They've killed out the Sven. They had to buy back the Arc Warden for that, but they do get the key Sven kill. And now this Warlock's also going to pay for his life. Yeah, I think this Arc Warden, if the Arc Warden and they get the BKBs up, they can just go. They can fight whenever. And I think, okay, they have no Warlock. No Golem. I don't know if they can fight this. Okay, they're going to fight this. They're going to go. They know there's no Kunkka as well. They offensively commit the Mantas to try to cancel the blink. Kunkka buys back. They're all about fighting this. Glimmer up on the Dazzle. They're able to kill the Illusions, but they want to fight this. 30 seconds till the Warlock's up. He does have Golem off cooldown when he comes in. Sven does have his BKB. Are they going to fight this, though? I don't think they are, because Axe went bot. The Spectre TP back. He's haunting in. Axe is coming in. Haunt is committed. They come in. Oh, he gets the blink call onto them. Gets the Blade Mail out. Axe is going to get graved up. Still going to do the damage. Oh, the Spectre snatched the Aegis. What a play by them. This time he doesn't make the same mistake. And Axe is alive with the cheese. He's able to get the cheese, and they've killed everyone but the Skywrath. Oh, what plays by Daft Gank. They go in aggressively. This time they do snatch the Aegis. By snatching the Aegis and snatching the cheese as well with the Axe, this time they make that play work. And now they don't have any creeps, though. Look, they have no creeps. They're trying to threaten high ground. They get a buyback, but there's backdoor protection. They actually can't do anything in this lane. They need to get back. This Spectre could be dead. Oh, Axe goes in for a call. This Axe is just dead. You're dead. Yep. And this is just, they get so pumped up. You get so pumped up, and you just go for it. You're like, push. You actually don't have creeps, so they weren't able to force it. Arc Warden knew that. He went top. Does the right thing, but still, huge win for them. It was a pretty big gold swing. Yeah, that gold swing is now just showing at 3K. The difference in team net worth, they were up 7.5K, and that whole fight sequence, the buyback on the Sven to fight, and then the dieback on the Sven. Kunkka bought back, but was able to win the fight. They do have Golem up. They're still up to a lot of structure. They did feed away that axe kill, which sucks, but now they're in a very good position, I think, to win this game. But their margin for error on Daft Gank is very small. But the fact that they got that Aegis cheese and were able to use that makes everything a lot easier for them, because since they only have one lane left, they can't afford to die without buybacks. Spectre is buying out for an Abyssal. Oh, wait, okay, no, she's not buying out. She has is buying up. Has buyback. There's no buyback on it for Axe. Arc Warden has buybacks on cooldown. Does finish up the Silver Edge. I just strongly feel like BKB is so needed against the core Skywrath. Like, if you BKB, he actually does nothing. He is a hero who doesn't do anything anymore. He is a walking force staff and a 150 auto attack. Yeah, Sven can still hurt you, but you know, the rest of the team. I understand Spectre not necessarily going for BKB. It's not something natural in the hero you'd usually want to do. Oh, they're haunting in. They want to go aggressively. They've caught out the Warlock. The Warlock's dead. He does get the Death Golem, but Death Golem's not enough. The Warlock does have buyback. He might want to buy back for this. Oh, the call's missed. They're going in on this. Oh, Sven commits to the ultimate. He finds the Arc Warden, though. Arc Warden, though, gets silenced up, but he's graved up, and the damage just isn't enough. And now Sven's having to use his BKB to run. He gets called up. He is taunted. Now his BKB is out. Now the Spectre can start doing work with him, and he is going to come back. He's going to get pulled back, and he is dunked and dead, and he still doesn't have buyback. And the Abaddon's going to die as well. Warlock buys back, but man, the time to buy back was before, when you got caught out, and then after you got caught out, you could have turned the fight. And now, the good news for that is because that play, I believe they must have smoked for that play is my guess, but maybe not. But because of the way the lanes are going, they aren't able to keep the creeps out, so they're not going to lose structures. And that's kind of the nature of being down. You got to keep winning these fights, but that's another 5k gold swing. The Basher is done on the Spectre. Does have the buyback available, but she's bought out for this. They're being very aggressive with their buyouts, and I kind of get that because they are down racks. But as a Spectre, like, I'd be saying, man, you've got to have buyback. Like, if you die, it's like we can't just lose this game. So. But we'll see what Isaac is able to get. Shadowblade up on the Spiritbreaker. Maybe he'll be able to find a better charge off of that. But yeah, like I said, the fight come down to if you can find this Warlock, you can. It's just turning into disasters for them. Still, this Basher, once the Abyssal Blade's up, it adds some tank to the Spectre, and more importantly, it gives you a way to control the BKB Sven. You can just Abyssal Blade him, and he's going to lose a lot of that duration. It's down to 6 seconds, so you lose that duration. You get stunned out, you can just get stun locked up, and then also gives him a way to cancel TPs, because a couple people TP'd away from him in front. And now Axis moving in. Oh, they caught the Warlock again, and he has no buyback. He does get off the ult, but it's not a good ult. In fact, we get double BKBs on Axe, you get the BKB on the Axe. Oh, this charge comes out, but this whole fight is very scattered, and they've got the Arc Warden down. He doesn't have buyback. The Skywrath is down as well, though, and the Axe is able to... No, he's not able to get down there, and they charge out on the Dazzle. Where's the Spectre? Spectre is not there. Spectre needs to get in this fight. There's no Skywrath, there's no there. But again, he doesn't have buyback, so I guess he doesn't want to risk it. Spectre does have a TP. He did use Haunt. There's a buyback on the Dazzle. He needs to get back to his base. Yeah, Sven, they're going to try to force this. They have no Skywrath. I don't see how. Spectre can just TP back home. Yeah, he's TPing back home now. They have a fort. Oh, they might. I think this Dazzle is just dead. He glimmers up. Oh, Sven gets the initiation onto 2. Oh, but the Grave comes out, and this Spiritbreaker is just going to die for this. Meanwhile, though, they're taking the Melee Rex. Oh, he comes in, but there's no BKB. Okay, Sven does have the BKB now. Oh, but the Bash comes in, and the Abaddon's trying to commit. They're trying to commit for this, but they're not going to get it. The Bash comes out. He's trying to TP. Just hit him. Oh, the stun comes out. The Abaddon is now dead. He's going to get shredded by the Spectre. And with that, they don't get the Melee Rax. They do get the Tier 3. The Rax is exposed, but... Again, the Sven doesn't have buyback. If they're able to just run down lanes consistently, they can win this. The Spectre can buy out for the full Abyssal, but then he will not have buyback, and as I said, I think that's pretty crucial. Meanwhile, the Arc Warden has bought up for a Hurricane Pike because his buyback was on cooldown, but it's off cooldown now, so you'll probably start saving towards that. These Dazzle Glimmer Capes and the two dual Glimmer Capes really are doing so much work here. They just don't have any detection on any of their heroes. Like, Warlock's carrying it, but like, Warlock's not in these fights. Like, he's not diving in there. The Spiritbreaker has to carry it. I'll say the Abaddon probably has to carry it too. He's just the gem carrier. If he carries the gem, maybe they're able to get some of these pickoffs. Oh, double sentry. Not great. Oh, that's an observer. Why? Okay, never mind. I just thought it was a sentry. So now, I don't think they can commit for this push. Arc Warden's coming in, the actual hero. He Shadow Blades in. There's a DD here. That's pretty damn good on Arc Warden or Spectre. They smoke up. Yeah, they're going to give it to the Arc Warden, right? Yeah, you give it to the Arc Warden. Yeah, you give it to the Arc Warden. They've smoked up now. Spectre has Haunt, so she can just kind of show bot. Hopefully they don't notice that you're just attacking out of smoke, and they're just sitting on high ground waiting for somebody to show, and then once they have that initiation, they're going to go. So I like this play. It's aggressive, but it's pretty good. Spiritbreaker's not the ideal target. Oh, but they get the Haunt Vision. They come in, they catch the Warlock out, and that was the key target, and they dunk him down. The Spiritbreaker's also going to die. Oh, he misses the dunk on the Spiritbreaker, but the Spiritbreaker gets Shadow Bladed up, and it's just going to go down. No buyback on either hero, and now the creeps are pushed. They finally can start pushing into this base. And what they needed to do was avoid getting grouped up for a big... Oh, there's the Spectre. Nope, there's the BKB on the axe just to keep himself alive. The duplicate comes in, a nice call onto the Abaddon, but they don't catch the Skywrath. He's able to dodge it. The Abaddon's just shredded. Abaddon buys back. Oh, the Force Staff doesn't get him over the terrain. Where's the Dazzle? The Dazzle's already dead. There's no BKB on the Sven though. Spectre desperately needs some help. Oh, there's the buyback on the Skywrath. Oh, do they get the boat stun? They get the boat stun. This Sven needs to be careful. He does not have buyback. Spectre's bailing out. They've bought back 2 heroes from that. They've got the tier 3s down, and they've got to get back. There's no buyback on the Arc Warden. He is short on gold. No buyback on the Dazzle. He is on cooldown. So now, is Roche going to be up? No. Roche will be respawning in 30 seconds. So they could be able to potentially claim an Aegis for the Sky or the Sven. Sven does have buyback now. He does have enough gold for it. And they're just going to run down mid. And it's going to be a 3 versus 5 here. They will be able to get the Warlock in position. And they will be able to get the Spiritbreaker in there before this is done. And this is just the danger that Arc Warden bought up for that Hurricane Pike. And if he had that buyback, they're not in danger like that. Oh, they get the nice blink call. They get the stun up. Can they burst down the Sven? The Sven is burst down. He does have buyback for this, but now it gets very risky. Oh, they X-Spec, and Abaddon, you are coming home. You are coming back to Mama, Papa, and he's going. And meanwhile, while that's happening, this Skywrath is just dead, and he is dead without buyback. They committed for this and just didn't have enough. Wait, what? Oh, okay, never mind. I thought he was already dead, honestly. So now they can push out lanes. They know Skywrath doesn't have buyback. They know Abaddon doesn't have buyback. So if they can push down mid fast enough, between Arc Warden and Spectre has Haunt, so she can push down Thought, they should be able to take an advantageous fight and potentially end the game. Ugh. So this is definitely a back and forth game. So much structure damage, but as you see all the time with Spectre lineups, you keep winning these fights, but you're not winning them hard enough. And now this Skywrath just doesn't do anything. Like, Spectre haunts in on the Skywrath and is able to go on them. Looks like they're taking the Aegis. I like this call. Secure yourself an Aegis for your Spectre. Spectre is going to have an Abyssal Blade as well. Once Abyssal Blade is done with an Aegis, it's going to be very hard for them to win a fight. Because you have to kill the Spectre potentially 3 times. Because Spectre has the buyback haunt in potential. So Spectre can be extremely aggressive, die again, and then Axe Cheese. I like that cheese play. And the Abyssal's coming out as well. And even with that, still has a surplus of 3,000 gold. So Spectre with level 2 Diffusal Blade, still not even close to being topped out, can pick up a Butterfly. Actually, Sven's already got an MKB, so maybe pick up a Heart or a Scotty, some other tank item. But by taking the Aegis, they do mean that it will be a 5-on-5 fight. Warlock's preemptively putting down slow, but it looks like they're going to take out some shrines first. They're pinging that out. So we will see how Daft Gank like to approach this. They are up 21k gold. but they are still down a lot of structural damage, so they do have to be a little more cautious. And Spectre likes to buy the TP boots. Solid call. When you're down 2 lanes of racks, it's important to have cores with TP boots. They have smoked up here on the high ground. They're kind of the same position again. They caught the Warlock and the Spirit Breaker out. But looks like they got the memo and are staying far back. They've spotted out the Sven here, but I don't think they're really in great position to do that. Spectre is just trying to backdoor. I don't think Spectre backdoors this. I think if Arc Warden's here, they backdoor this pretty easily. Yeah, that ain't happening. They need they definitely need the Arc Warden there. But Arc Warden is heading mid. Looks like he wants to farm this out. Yep. Push the lanes out. Maybe to take the top shrine as well. They do still have quite some time on the Aegis. So they got 5 minutes, so they still got some time. Need to keep push. They need to push bottom out, but they do need to utilize this Aegis. It's a pretty big window. Arc Warden should have buyback now. Yeah, Arc Warden's got buyback, and Sky. Let's go to buyback status. Buyback status. Yeah, there's no buyback on Skywrath for a while. There's no buyback on Avalon for another 3 minutes. So any Aegis fight, they'll have a buyback advantage in addition to live advantage. So yeah, just take the last tier 2 so you can just win the game cleanly. So let's go back to net worth. Yeah, net worth. So up here we've got James. Man, they just keep farming these jungle. Why are you farming this jungle? It's like push lanes. This is really tilting. When did they take Roche again? Have to look. Roche 492. So they've got 2 minutes left on this Aegis. They really need to use this. They keep like farming out their jungles too, which is great. But I mean, you've got buyback on all your heroes. You've got Aegis. You've got all these items that have come online. This isn't really the time to farm. You need to take advantage of this Aegis window. So I think that's the plan, though. They're going to push down mid. Spectre's going to push down bot. Top is not going to push itself. Still, they only have a little bit of time left on the Aegis. They got a minute left. They need to force this team fight. Looks like they're going to take this shrine. I just had this feeling that now like the Aegis is going to expire. Okay, now Spectre with no backdoor protection will just take this. They put down the Warlock Evil. Spectre's just gonna go bot. Spectre did opt for the extra health. Oh, and up top we get the Sven going in on the Arc Warden, but it's the Arc Warden duplicate. Oh, and the Spectre catches out the Skywrath. Skywrath's able to get forced that way to safety, but Haunt comes out. Spectre goes in, trying to finish off somebody. Oh. They're able to get the Warlock. Does get off the Fatal Bonds, but Sven is just getting shredded right now. He's been broken. He BKB's up, but the BKB doesn't dispel the break, so his damage is very limited. And Spectre's just running at them, knowing even if he dies, it doesn't matter. Sven buys back instantly. They're trying to get down the Dazzle, but so far they do kill the Dazzle. Arc Warden buys back. He's going to be TPing back in. Spectre's in. The Spirit Breaker buys back. Spectre's still going in. They're still taking so much damage, and Spectre still has a buyback and an extra life. They still haven't killed the Spectre. They're trying to focus anyone else. And Spectre's now just hit that late game Spectre stage where it just doesn't matter. You just run at people, you're passive, and GG is called by WSS. And well played by both, and this evens up the game score to 1-1 in this best of 5. You pick a Skywrath mid, and if you go to 55 minutes, it's semi-top 3 to win, especially against the Spectre matchup. I mean, that's kind of the core of it. They got a lot done, but weren't able to get the final lane of racks or the win. And after that, you know, Spectre did Spectre things.